All right, off and rolling here. Phil Petit opening up at the best 2 laps. Logan, Daryl, Lance, Matt, Pat, and Brian. .140 and 3:20 to go. Phil Petit out front. Daryl Frank in a 2 spot. Lance Androsco in the 3. Top 3 guys on 18-lap runs. 17's working for Logan, Matt, and Pat. Brian Polhammer on 15.501 with 3:05 to go. Petit out front. Phil working down the line. Last time 16.2, backing it up 16.8. Phil's in that blue, yellow. A little bit of orange on there. Flames. White wheels working the straightaway. Daryl Frank in that 2 spot. Daryl working across the line. Sporting a new paint job, looking like a little bit of flow pink in there. Some blue, yellow wheels. A little 50-50 grind off the pipe for Mr. Frank. 2:25 to go. Logan Polhammer in the 3, 16.2 last time across the line. Top 3 guys on 18-lap runs. 2:15 to go. Lance Androsco in the 4, Brian Polhammer, Pat Finley, Matt Sauter. Three down, 2 to go. Phil Petit out front. He's got about 2.8 seconds on the 2 car of Daryl Frank. He's got 3.6 on Logan Polhammer. Daryl just doing his best lap that time by 16.3. Androsco doing his best lap, 16.9. 1:35 to go. Watch it after the big triple. Clear. Second place on the all yellow. Thank you. 1:10 to go. Petit, Frank, Polhammer. Brian Polhammer up into 4. Androsco, Finley, Sauter. Phil up to a 19-lap run now. Watch coming on the straightaway. It's clear. .45 seconds to go. Logan Polhammer throwing down best lap of the race, 15.8 on lap 14. Slowly creeping up on Daryl Frank here. 35 seconds on the clock. He's got 3.5 seconds to make up. Petit coming across 16.8, hanging on to that 19-lap run. 19 and a 5.16. Daryl Frank throws down a fast lap of his own. 16.2. 18.502 is his pace. Logan, 08. Petit gets it wrong. Watch on the straight. Quick feet there for Martinez. So Daryl Frank taking over the top spot on the previous lap. 1.3 over Phil Petit in the 2 spot now. Time has expired. Everybody's still alive. Phil Petit done. Daryl Frank done. Matt Sauter done. Logan Polhammer done. Pat Finley is done. Lance done. Everybody is done. Shut them down. Marshall's on the blower closest to you. Daryl Frank going to take that one. 18.502. 504 from Phil Petit. 18.506 from Logan Polhammer. 17 for Brian. 17 for Lance. 17 for Pat. and 15 for Matt Sauter. Hold the cars. Blowers are going. Cars are not going. No, no, no. It stops right there. Yes. In the open blower position. Yes, he got that. All right, go ahead, roll him around, check him in. There's a wooden hanger mounted on the wall. You guys are looking at it. Androsco, Edelmeyer, there's a wooden thing that mounts the blower. You're standing right in front of it, Lance. All right, everybody is checked in. I just need a check-in from Sean Gruitt. Only Sean Gruitt. Go across the line for me. All right. All right, the order in this is going to be Brad Hauk, Grant Runkle, Jake Ward, Sean Gruitt, Sit Down Jones, Jesse Volkenheim, Trevor, and Mike Langlois. All right, I'm going to call you by name. Brad, Grant, Jake, Sean, Dan, Jesse, Trevor, Langlois. Race number 10 off and rolling here. 11 should be in line. These guys settling in for a couple laps here. It's Brad out front, Runkle, Langlois, Ward, Jones, Vanderhee, Volkenheim, and Gruitt. Hauk working across the line, 16-3, 19-lap run. 18 and a flat for Runkle. 18 and a 5, 14 for Jones and Ward. Langlois, 17. Volkenheim, 17. 16 for Trevor and Sean, 3:35 to go. Watching the sweeper. It's clear. 15-7 last time by for Brad. New hot lap of the race on lap 6. 19 and a 5:05 the pace. Runkle hanging on to that 2 spot, hanging on to the 18 and a flat. 18-5-11 from Jones. The battles for the number 4 spot. Volkenheim and Ward. 17-5-02 for Volkenheim, 03 for Ward, 05 for Langlois. 16 for Vanderhee, 16 for Gruitt. 2:45 to go. Another fast lap from Brad, 15-4 that time by. Jones goes 16-4. Runkle throwing down a 16-2. Hauk separating from the number 2 car there. Grant Runkle, he's got about 5.4 seconds on him with 2:25 to go. Closest battle still, Volkenheim and Langlois. Separation, 1/1000th of a second. 2:15 on the clock. Runkle throwing down his best lap last time by. Gets him on a 19-lap run. He's 4.9 behind our leader, Brad Hauk. Hauk throwing down another stellar lap, 15.5. Hauk in that blue and white working the step downs. 19.504 the pace. Now it's down to a 19.503, another 15.5 from Brad. 140 to go. Leader on Langlois, I believe. Excellent driving there. Perfect. Stock buggy guys know exactly how to do it. 130 to go. Leader on the all white. I believe that's Volkenheim. Straightaway, straightaway, straightaway. Go low, low, low. It's clear. 4 down. Hauk, Runkle, Jones, Langlois, Ward, Volkenheim, Vanderhei, and Gruitt. Ward doing his best lap that time by 16.9. Langlois 16.4. 45 seconds to go. Hauk out front, 19.503, 5.14 for Runkle. Separation almost 10 seconds up front. 35 seconds on the clock. Jones hanging out in that 3 spot, 18.06 for him. 18 and a 14 for Langlois. 17s for Ward, Volkenheim, and Vanderhei. Gruitt on a 15-lap run with 20 seconds to go. Leader working a driver's stand triple right now over to boot. Blue and white. Looking pretty stout out there. Keep going, keep going. Brad Hauk, you are done. Racing behind you. Work together to the end here. Work together. Ward done. Jones done. Langlois, Runkle done. Volkenheim done. Waiting on Trevor and Sean. There's Trevor. And there's Sean. Marshall's on your blowers. Brad Hauk going to take that one, 19.503. Runkle, 19.514. Someone take that number 3 blower. Pat Finley, can you grab that blower, please? You're standing closest to it. 18.505 for Jones. 17 and a 5 flat for Langlois. 03 for Ward. 04 for Volkenheim. 09 for Vanderhei. 16 and a 5.17 for Gruitt. Lance, you're going too far. Put your blower by Grant. Thanks, Brian Polhammer. Appreciate you. Get these marshals spread out here. Jones, you take there. All right, go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Go ahead, roll them around, check them in. This is our B sort in the series right now. Stock buggy guys. Race 4 of 5. All right. Oh, yeah, beat it. Get there, Langlois. Get there. The order in this are going to be Mark Smith, Matt Ledger, Braden Van Nokken, Thomas Vandervelden, Ryan Thierfelder, Andrew Schultz, Mike Bing, and Gavin Miller. All right, marshals, look alive. Drivers, I'm going to call you by name. Mark Smith, Matt Ledger, Braden Van Nokken, Thomas Vandervelden, Ryan Thierfelder, Andrew Schultz, Mike Bing, Gavin Miller. Race number 11 off and rolling here. This is the B sort in the series of stock buggy. Watch it after the big double. It's clear. Tricky going for a tumble there. Oh, that wasn't Tricky. Tricky ain't tumbling. He's shaking his head. That wasn't me. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong car there, Thomas. Tricky just delivering some stout, clean, consistent lines. All white wing. Gaze upon him. $110 and $350 to go. Mark Smith out front early on this one. Tricky in the 2 spot, not tumbling on lap 2. Van Nokken in the 3. Thierfelder in the 4. Ledger, Schultz, Miller, and Bing. Smith across the line, 15.5. 19.5.040 early pace. Thierfelder up to the 2. 16.5 last time across the line for him. 18.5.02 for him. 0.3 for Thomas Vandervelden. 0.3 for Van Nokken. 0.5 for Ledger. 18 and a 5. 13 for Schultz. Gavin on 17. Mike Bing on a 16 with 3:15 to go. Two down, 3 to go. Mark Smith, all white. Yellow wheels. Gifted wheels, maybe. Coming across the line, 16.2. 19.5.04 is his pace. Smith scratching at that TQ right now. Currently held by Brad Hauk. 19.5.03 is the current TQ. Watch it after the big double. Smith threading the needle there. Our leader working the platform section right now in that X-ray ride down the steps. Ledger in the 2. Thierfelder 3. Then we got Van Nokken, Miller, Schultz, and Bing. 2:10 to go. Ledger throwing down a fast lap last time by 15.8. Backs it up 16.4. Matt Ledger up to a 19-lap run now. He's got about 7 seconds to make up to catch up with old Mark Smith. Van Nokken in the 3 on an 18.5.04. 5.08 for Thierfelder. 17 for Gavin and Andrew. 17 for Mike Bing. 16.5 last time by for Mike Bing. His best lap on lap 9. Mark Smith, though, resetting hot lap of the race. 15.2. 1:35 to go. 19.5.01 the pace for our leader. TQ run tentatively for Mark Smith. Now down to a 19 and a flat. He's going to be coming up on Andrew Schultz if and when. 1:20 on the clock. Schultz sporting the all pink body in this one. Still rocking the black wing. That's the choice of champions right there. $1:05 to go. Smith working a run here. Tucking it super low, coming on the straightaway. 2 tires on the curb and 20-lap run working now for Mark Smith. Smith working a step down. It's on the back of Matt Ledger. 45 seconds to go. These guys are 1 and 2 reverse order. How you see him on the track. Ledger gives him room, tucks in, follows him. That's how you do it right there. Ledger, a seasoned veteran in the RC game. Been racing RC since longer than Mark Smith's been alive. Mark Smith just a young gun up there. think he's only 13 or 14 maybe. But look at that beard. 15 seconds to go. Leader across the line, 15.3, 20 and a 5.13 apace. Ledger in a 2 spot, 19 and a 5.15. Van Nokken in a 3, 18.04, 09 for Thierfelder, 18 and a 14 for Gavin. Andrew on 17, 16 for Bing. Vandervelden back in it. Time has expired. Everybody is still live. Patience. Don't push the issue here, Mark. Thank you. Van Nokken is done. Mark Smith done. Schultz done. Vandervelden done. Andrew Schultz done. Ledger done. Waiting on Gavin and Ryan. There's Ryan. Waiting on one more, Gavin Miller. And that's a race. Marshall's on your blowers. Mark Smith going to take that one on some borrowed tires. 20 and a 5.13. 19 and a 5.15 for Matt Ledger. 18.03 for Van Nokken. 5.12 for Gavin Miller. 18 and a 14 for Thierfelder. 17 for Schultz. 16 for Vandervelden and Bing. Those two separated by 0.8 of a second. All right, roll them around, check them in. All right, everybody is checked in. Gather round the stock buggy. Points leaders. About to show you guys how it's done here. Kyle Kasurik going to lead us out first. Noah Ward, Luke Pravchek. Thank you. Kyle Kozik, Damian Bing, Tyler Marg, Nick Cooper, and Shane Pettigene. Your top 8 in the Saturday Night Fever series so far. Drivers, I'm going to call you by name. Kyle Kasurik, Noah Ward, Luke, Kozik, Bing, Marg, Cooper, and Pettigene. All right, off and rolling. These guys know how to do it. I was going to say none of them even need to be marshaled, but Damian Bing put that to rest on lap 1, getting it out of the way early. Kasurik opening up 15.7, Ward 15.8. Kasurik going to back it up with a 21.6. .120 in, 3:40 to go. Luke Pravchek taking over the top spot. 19.505 for him, 5:10 for Ward. Damian Bing in a 3 spot, 19.512. Kozik in the 4, 5:14. Kasurik in the 5. Cooper, Marg. Pettigene out early. 3:20 to go. Noah Ward taking over the top spot that time by 15.5, hot lap of the race. 19.505 for him, 506 for Pravchek. 3/10 of separation up front. They've gapped over Kyle Kozik, 4.4 over the P3. Kozik only got about 3/10 on Damian Bing, who's got 1.7 on Kyle Kasurik. Then we got Tyler Morgan, Nick Cooper, 2:50 to go. Another hot lap for Ward, back-to-back hot laps for Ward. 15.5, 15.4, backs that one up at a 15.6. Noah Ward came to race. 19.503 to pace. None of these guys looking to set the TQ, though. Mark Smith holding that current TQ, 20 and a 5.13. Halfway down, halfway to go. Ward with a slow one, 17.0. 19.505. Pravchek within 3/10 now. Bing in the 3 spot. Little work to do. 4.4 to gap. Then we got Kozik, Kasurik, Marg, and Cooper. 2:15 on the clock. Ward working the driver's stand triple now. He's in the white, gray, checkers. That Noah Ward classic paint scheme working down the straightaway. Last time 15.8, this time 15.6. Getting back after it. 19.504. Pravchek 19.505 with a 15.7 of his own. 1:45 to go. Luke gets it wrong. Noah Ward, another fast lap, 15.3. 19.503 to pace, 1:35 on the clock. He's got to click off a few more of those if he's going to reel in the top qualifier of Mark Smith. 1:25 to go. Ward working the platform, coming up on a bit of traffic here. Little tick of the wheels. Nothing he could do. 16.7 with the traffic, 19.503 to pace. Pravchek maintaining that 2 spot, 19.507 for him. Damian Bing's closing in, 5.12 for him. 18 for Kozik, 17 for Marg. Cooper 16. Kasurik is out. 50 seconds to go. Straightaway, right in the middle. Clear. Ward working the steps. 15.6 the previous, backing it up 15.5, 19.502. Noah got 2 choices here, either dig deep or just play it cool and maintain that position. He's got second on the grid right now, 15.6 the last time by, 19.502 the pace. 2 laps left to go for Noah. Oh, Noah flirting with that honesty fencing going into the tabletop section there. 15.3 that time by. It pays off. Time about to expire here. Noah got to click a lap off on the last one. He's likely going to get caught at the line, but keep going like you're going to get another one. Noah Ward, you're done. Everybody else is still live. Pravchek done. Kozik done. Marg done. Bing done. Waiting on Cooper. All orange. Still racing. Here he comes. And that's a race. Noah Ward going to take that heat. 19.501. 507 for Luke. 508 for Bing. 18.507 for Kyle Kozik. Tyler Marg on 17. Nick Cooper on a 16. Looking like a full driver's stand here. That could mean only one thing. The best class of the day, depending who you ask. Marshals, I do not envy you. All right, Trackside Stock Spec Slash, all 11 of you. Check them in. Listen to that flexin' Lexin'. All right, I'm going to need a couple check-ins here. So stop him on the straightaway. And then I need Timothy Gruitt to go across the line. Just Timothy Gruitt. Go across the line, turn it around for me. Timothy Gruitt across the line. Awesome. Elliot Castillo across the line, then turn it around for me. Elliot. Oh. Elliot Castillo across the line for me. There he comes. Cool. Dalton Castillo across the line for me. And finally, Sage Siegel. Just Sage Siegel. Cross the line, turn it around. Is everybody going on the tone, Larry, or what? All right. All right, so line them up 2 by 2 as best you can. Line them up, Kyle. 2 by 2 them up. Yep, throw them right there. 2 by 2. Help me out, Mr. Ward. Perfect. Put another one next to, yeah, perfect. This is fine. This is fine. You guys will sort it out. 2 by 2. I like the way it's going. Well, now they're getting closer and closer, but that's all right. You guys just go slow. Parade lap at slash, and the last guy bringing up the rump. All right. The grid is set. It could be a little tighter, but I'll allow this. We're going to go racing on the sound of the tone. Good luck, Kyle Kasurik. All right. Go, go, go. Oh. Get in there. Get in there, Kyle. Don't be scared. I mean, that went a little bit better than I was anticipating. The triple section, not awesome, but that's all right. I'm seeing smiles on the driver's stand, so you really can't complain about that. One in the middle. Kyle in the middle. Kyle Kozik in the middle. All right, you got it, Theon. Good hustle out there. Good hustle. All right, after a beautiful opening lap, Reese Edelmeyer on the point. Dalton Castillo in the 2. Sage Siegel, Chuck Billy. LW3, Shane Smith, Mason Gruitt, Elliot, Donnie, Mike, and Timothy. 110 in, 350 to go. Watching a step down. It's clear. Tracks a spec slash. You just have your head on a swivel. Edelmeyer across the line, 19.9 that time by. He's on the point. Sage Siegel up to the 2. Dalton Castillo down to the 3. We got Chuck Billy, Larry Wright. That's top 5. 3:25 to go. Spec Slash is getting after it out there. Fenders aplenty. Watch it on the platform. It's clear. 5 laps in, Reese Edelmeyer in control of this one. He's got 3.4 on the second place car, Sage Siegel. Watch it on the straightaway. Chuck Billy up to the 3 spot. Shane Smith in the 4. Castillo, that's Dalton Castillo in the 5. Then we got Stuck, Wright, Mike, Elliot, Mason, and Timothy. 2:40 to go. Watch it in the platform. Tabletop. We've got an officer in the tabletop. Clear. $2:25 to go. Reese Edelmeyer in control. 15-lap run. 14 for Sage and Chuck. 13s for Dalton, Donnie, Shane, Larry. Mike Edelmeyer on a 12. Elliot Castillo on a 12. Mason Gruitt on a 12. Timothy on an 8 with 2:05 to go. Get in there, Kyle. Good hustle, Damien. Teach Kyle Kasurik a lesson over there. Watch it coming off the platform. It's clear. 1:40 to go in this one. Reese Edelmeyer throwing down. He's surpassed a 15-second lead on the two Chuck Billy right now. Reese on a 15 and a 5:17. 14 and a 5:15 for Chuck. 5:18 for Sage. 5:20 for Donnie Stuck. Larry Wright in a 5 spot on a 13-lap run. 13 for Mike Dalton. 12 for Shane. 11 for Elliott and Mason. Timothy on a 9 with 1:05 to go. .45 seconds to go. Leader across the line, 21-2. Reese Edelmeyer out front. He's in that slash. Chuck Billy in a 2 spot. He's also rocking a slash. Donnie Stuck up to the 2 now in the slash. .20 seconds to go. Watch it after the big double. These guys tumbling, stumbling. That GTO need a little fender work after this one. Keep going. Time about to expire. It's expired. Mason Gruitt, you are done. Dalton Castillo done. Sage Siegel, Mike Edelmeyer, Donnie Stuck, Shane Smith. Just waiting on Chuck Billy and Larry Wright. Just waiting on Chuck Billy, and that's a race. Shut them down. Marshall's on your blowers. Reese Edelmeyer going to take that one with a 15-lap run. Donnie Stuck, 14. Larry, 14. Chuck, 14. 13s for Sage, Mike, and Shane. 12 for Dalton. 11 for Mason and Elliott. And 9 for Timothy Gruitt. All right, so I only got 5 guys in this next race. So a couple of you Spec Slash guys want to abstain. That means take a break from marshaling this one and marshal the one after this. So a couple of you Spec Slash guys, take a break, marshal the one after this race. Chase Lemieux to scoring and timing. Chase Lemieux to scoring and timing. Some of you Spec Slash guys can take a break and marshal the next one. So marshal after this race. All right, Mod Buggy, go ahead, roll them around, check them in. Other Spec Slash guys, take a break, marshal the next race, please. I need Matt Ledger to cross the line for me, please. Just Matt Ledger. Awesome. Sorry about the delay there. Riley Becker going to go out first. Matt Sunderledge 2. Craig O'Brien 3. Pat Finley 4. Matt Ledger in the 5. All right, guys. Call you by name. Riley. Matt Sunderledge. Craig O'Brien. Pat Finley. And Matt Ledger. All right, two-wheel drive modified buggy on the track right now. Oh, you're the man. Only 5 guys in this heat today, much to the dismay of Chase Lemieux. Ledger opening up with the best lap. Becker, Sunderledge, O'Brien, Finley. Give these guys a couple to settle in, though. Riley Becker taking over that top spot. 19 into 5:13. Matt Ledger 5:14. Separation 2/10. 3:40 on the clock. O'Brien in the 3 spot. 18 lap run for him. 18 for Sunderledge. 16 for Pat Finley. Ledger takes over the point. That time by it's 6/100ths. Riley Becker back to the front. It's 4/100ths of a second now. Sunderledge throwing down hot lap at a race, 15.9. Riley Becker doing his own 15.9, but slightly slower. 3:10 to go. I will need volunteer marshals after this race, at least one. I think we only got 6 guys in the next heat. $2:10 down, $2:50 to go. Becker, Ledger, Sunderledge, O'Brien, and Finley. Top 2 guys on 19 and a 5:12. Ledger with a 15.9 that time by. New hot lap at a race. The fastest of the 15.9s. He's got Riley Becker by 3/100ths of a second now. Ledger with a slow lap there. Going to give Riley the lead and a 1.8 margin to work with 2:20 to go. $15.7 last time by for Riley Becker. New hot lap at a race. O'Brien with a 15.8. 150 to go. Riley, Matt, Craig, Sunderledge, and Finley. Becker and Ledger, both on 19-lap runs. Ledger throwing down a 15.8. The margin, 7/10. 19.512 to a 5:13. Becker and Ledger. Only 2 guys on a 19-lap run right now. Matt Sunderledge resets hot lap at a race from P4. He throws down 15.6. 120 to go. Sunderledge in that silver, blue, and yellow. Riley Becker, though, our leader in the orange and white. A little bit of blue in there. Four down, 1 to go. Becker separating now from Ledger. Riley, the only guy in a 19-lap run. Ledger, 18.02. 04 for O'Brien. So now Matt Ledger, Craig O'Brien separated by 1.8. Someone gets it wrong in the all-white. I believe that was KOB. It was. Matt Ledger breathing a little sigh of relief here. Craig O'Brien falling 3.7 seconds off of Ledger now. Call it 5.7 after a little bobble after the big triple. 20 seconds to go. Time about to expire here. Becker, Ledger, O'Brien, Sunderledge, and Finley. I'll need at least one volunteer marshal after this race. Everybody's still going. Riley Becker, you are done. Ledger is done. Sunderledge, O'Brien done. Pat Finley is done. That's a race. Marshall's on your blowers. Riley Becker going to take that one. 19 and a 5:11. 18.502 for Ledger. 09 for O'Brien. 18.511 for Sunderledge. Pat Finley, 16 and a 5:12. Yes, sir. All right, go ahead, roll him around, check him in. 13.5, short course. All right, everybody is checked in. The order is going to be Mike Langlois, Dan Jones, Neil Becker, Matt Kozik, Phil Petit, and Donnie Stuck. All right, I'm going to call you guys by name. Langlois, you're going first. Mike Langlois. Dan Jones. Neil Becker. Matt Kozik. Phil Petit. And Donnie Stuck. All right, race number 15 off and rolling. One more heat of 13.5 short course after this. All right, race number 15 on the track. 13.5 short course, about a minute in. Stuck on the point. Jones, Petit, Langlois, Kozik, and Becker. Donnie working through the sweeper. 16-7, 18.511 the pace. Langlois on his lid. Stuck giving him a little bump, marshalling him. What a courteous fellow. $18.513 to pace off our leader. Donnie in that pink, yellow, and blue. Dan Jones in a 2 spot. Likely in the orange and white. Yep, he is. Dan Jones' signature scheme right there. Phil Petit in the 3. Kozik, Langlois, and Becker. Top 2 guys on 18-lap run. 17 for Phil. 16 for Kozik. 15 for Langlois. 14 for Neil with 3:05 to go. Stuck across the line, 17.5, 18 and a 5.12. Jones, 5.14, so separation there, 0.6 of a second. Jones with a 17.5 across the line. It's now 0.7. Halfway down, halfway to go. Battle for the number 1 spot. 17 flat for our leader. That's Donnie. Jones working the chicane right now. Step down. Looking like the number 3 car of Phil Petit is out, or doing some sort of setup change here in the middle of the race. 3 down, 2 to go. 3 down, 2 to go. Stuck, Jones, Kozik, Langlois, Becker. Donnie gapping now on Dan Jones. It's 3.5 up front. Jones with a good recovery lap there. Narrows the margin down to 2.8. Donnie with an even better lap. Stretches it back out to 3.7. 1:30 to go. 18.511 for our leader. 5:17 for Jones. 17 and a 5, 16 for Kozik. 16 for Langlois. 14 for Neil Becker. 1:15 on the clock. Four down, 1 to go. Stuck out front, working the driver's stand triple. Jones in a 2 spot across the line. 16.7 for Jones, his best lap at a race on lap 14. It's 2.6 up front in favor of Donald. Jones getting it wrong. He had a pretty good margin over the 3 car of Matt Kozik, but it's going to slim up here just a bit. 14 seconds on the clock. These guys getting grouped up around the carousel. Leader working his way through. Pink, yellow, and blue is your leader. Work together to the end here. Jones going for a tumble. Dan Jones, you are done. Neil Becker, you're done. Langlois is done. Waiting on Stuck and Kozik. And that's a race. Donnie Stuck going to take that one. Marshall's on your blowers are the blowers closest to you. Donnie Stuck going to take that one. 18 and a 5-13. 17.505 for Jones. 5.18 for Kozik. Mike Langlois. 16 and a 5-14. 14 and a 5.05 for Neil Becker. And Phil Petit out with some issues. Everybody from that last race out to Marshall. Only got 5 guys in this one. 13.5 short course was an anomaly. We had 11 trucks. I could group them all together, but that'd be a little gnarly. I need Slash, so I don't want to put all 11 in one race. But we may put all 11 in one main. Maybe. Kick Larry out? I can't do that. Look at him. Look how handsome he is up there. He wants me to kick you out of 13.5 short course. He said to give you the boot. Yeah, right? Everybody shake your fists angrily at Phil Petit. All right, roll him around. Check him in. 13.5. Oh, my bad. You guys go ahead across the line one more time for me. I was sleeping on the wheel there. Check them in one more time for me. Just check them in. You can just whip a shitty and turn around. Or do another lap. Larry Wright, check it in. Awesome. Oops. I don't think you can say that on the stream. The order in this are going to be Jeff Piskey, Larry Wright III, Nick Peters, Jerry Klingbeil, and Chris Garay. We're going to keep it rolling and pretend that didn't happen. I'm going to call you guys by your name. Jeff Piskey, Larry Wright, Nick Peters, Jerry Klingbeil, and Chris Garay. Just slipped out. Race number 16 on the track right now. 13.5 short course. Chris Garay opening up with the best lap. Piskey, Klingbeil, Wright, and Peters. Piskey taking over the top spot. Garay down to the 2, Larry Wright in the 3. Klingbeil in the 4, Nick Peters in the 5. 3:55 to go. Last time by for Piskey, 16.7. 18.506 to pace. Piskey on his lid. 18.508 for Chris Garay. Garay should take over the top spot here. And he does. Piskey from the penthouse to the outhouse, from the 1 to the 5 after one lap. 1:30 in, 3:30 to go. Chris Garay on point. 18.506 TQ run for Chris Garay. Larry Wright in that 2 spot. 17.503. Now it's Klingbeil to the 2. 17.501 for him. 03 for Wright. 04 for Peters. 3:10 to go. All these guys grouping up. Peters giving our leader room. Oh, never mind. Took it back. Beat it. Peters giving Chris Garay the business out there. Brutal move. So now it's none other than Larry Wright the third to the point. Phil Petit wanted Larry removed from this class, and this is why, because Larry Wright is dominating this heat right now. 18.515. 18.517 for Chris Garay. Separation 9/10 up front. It's going to be closer now. Larry had a little roll over there. Now it's Garay and Wright. Separation 3/10. 2:10 to go. Klingbeil in the 3. Peters and Piskey. Wright back to the point. 17 in a flat. 0-1 for Klingbeil. Separation half a second up front. Garay shuffling down to the 3. Now it's Jerome to the point. Him and Larry separated by 1/10 of a second right now. 1:45 to go. Jerome going for a little pirouette there after the big triple. Sporty looking paint job on that thing. The all blue working down the straightaway. 1:30 to go. It's Wright, Garay, Klingbeil, Peters, and Piskey. Top 3 cars separated by about 3 seconds right now. A little break to Peters and Piskey. Our leader is Larry and his Technicolor short course. Working the step downs right now. The Panda Mobile. 17.4 across the line. 18 lap run. Wright going for a tumble. He's got a 2-second margin on Chris Garay. Now it's down to 1 second. 50 seconds on the clock. Garay gets it wrong. $35 seconds to go. Wright, Klingbeil, Garay, Peters, and Piskey. Separation up front, 1.8. Larry just got to keep it clean and smooth. Jerry got to lay some heaters down here. 17.5 narrows the margin to 1.6 now. Garay within 3/1000ths of Klingbeil. 15 seconds on the clock. Someone tumbling in a sweeper. That was Larry Wright. He had 2.4. It's going to be down to tenths now. Last lap's going to matter here. Garay getting it wrong. Larry Wright, you are done. Jerry, you're done. Chris Garay, done. Nick Peters, done. And Jeff Piskey, shut him down. Marshall's on your blowers, or the blower you were closest to. Larry Wright, the third, going to take the win on that one. 17.501.1. Chris Garay, 0.4. 17.502 for Klingbeil. So those guys, top 3, very close. Nick Peters, 17.509. 17.516 for Jeff Piskey. Need all those guys from the last race out to Marshall. We got our final small heat of the day. I'll need some volunteer marshals after 13.5 Stadium Truck. We only got 4 guys in this one, so the 5 guys in the previous race should be fine to marshal this one. Huh? Yes, it is. All right, marshals from the last race spread out. You guys go ahead, roll them around, check them in. I'll take Jerry. You want to slide over to the bucket region? Larry's got the number 1. Perfect. We only got 4 guys in this one, so it should be relatively low impact marshaling. Everybody is checked in. I will need copious volunteer marshals after this race. The order in this one going to be Riley Becker, Grant Runkle, Tyler Marg, and Brad Hauk. Good luck, everyone. I'll call you by name. Riley. Grant. Tyler. And Bradley. All right. Race number 17 on the track. 13.5 four-wheel drive buggy up next. About a minute in this when we got Riley Becker out front, Brad Hauk in the 2. Tyler Marg and Grant Runkle. Top 2 guys on 19 lap runs. 18s for Marg and Runkle. I'll need lots of volunteer marshals after this race. 3:35 to go. $150 and $310 to go. Becker out front in that white and orange. 19.509. Only guy in a 19 lap run now. Runkle in the 2. 18.510. Brad Hauk 18.510. Separation air 1/100th. Tyler Marg in that 4 spot. 16.501 for him. $220 down, $240 to go. Becker across the line, 15.5, 19.506 the pace. Riley working the step downs right now. Runkle in the 2 spot across the line, 16.5, his best lap. 18.507 from the all red. Now it's Hauk up to the 2 spot, blue and white. 18.506 for him, 507 for Runkle, 17 and a 510 for Tyler Marg. 3 down, 2 to go. $145 to go in this one. 17 on the track, 18 should be in line. 13.5 four-wheel drive buggy. You guys are up next. 130 to go. Becker, Hauk, Runkle, and Marg. Runkle doing his hot lap on lap 12, 16.4. 19 lap run working for Riley. 19 and a 5.04, his best run on the layout. 15.5 last time by. Hauk in the 2 spot, 18.02.06 from Runkle. 17.503 from Tyler Marg with less than a minute to go. Another fast lap that time by for Riley Becker, 15.4. Backs it up 15.5. 20 seconds on the clock. Keep going, keep going. Riley Becker, you are done. Grant Runkle done. Tyler Marg done. Keep going, Brad Hauk. Keep going, Brad Hauk. Racing behind Grant and Tyler. One more to finish that blue and white. And that's a race. Riley Becker going to take that one. 19.502. 5:16 for Brad Hauk. Grant Runkle 18.504. Tyler Mark 17 and a 5:01. I'll need some volunteer marshals. Only have 4 guys in that 13.5 stadium truck race. So I need a couple volunteer marshals, at least 3. All right. Get the guys from the last race out to Marshall, and I need at least one more volunteer marshal. I need 1 volunteer marshal out there. Okay. Okay. All right, you guys go ahead, roll them around, check them in. I need 1 over here after the big double. All right, just need a check-in from Matt Sauter. Where is Matt Sauter? Oh, now you're out. Okay. Then everybody's good to go. Thomas Vandervelde going to go out first. Reese Adelmeyer, Daryl Frank, Trevor, Shane, Eric, and Ryan. All right, guys, I'm going to call you by name. Thomas, Reese, Daryl, Trevor, Shane, Eric, and Ryan. All right, 1 minute in this one. 13.5, four-wheel drive buggy on the track. Race 18, Daryl Frank out front. Vandervelden in the 2. Trzynski, Trevor, Ryan, Shane, Reese. 3:45 to go. Daryl on point in that pink, blue, yellow wheels. Working on the back of Vandervelden right now. 19.509, 5:16 for Thomas. Now it's Trevor up to that 2 spot. 18.503 for him, 5:09 for Vandervelden. 17 for Shane Smith, 16 for Ryan and Reese, 15 for Eric Trzynski with 3:15 left to go. Daryl working a step down section right now. Onto the straightaway. Pink and blue. 19 and a 5, 12 the pace. 2:55 on the clock. 1.5 behind him is Trevor. Trevor dropping down to that 3 spot. Vandervelden taking over to 2 now. He's about 2.7 off of Daryl Frank. .235 to go. Leader in the pink and blue. Working a step down chicane right now and onto the straightaway. Daryl Frank across the line, 16-1. Vandervelden in the 2 spot. Daryl, the only guy in a 19-lap run right now. Vandervelden, 18.502, 5:04 for Trevor. 17 and a 5:10 for Eric, 5:16 for Ryan. 16:01 for Reese, 16 and a 5:04 for Shane Smith with 2:05 to go. .130 to go in this one. Daryl Frank maintaining that 19-lap run. Trevor, 18.502. Vandervelden, 18.507. 1:15 to go. .55 seconds to go. Daryl Frank out front. The margin is slimming. 0.7 of a second over Trevor Vandehee. Vandervelden in the 3. Trzynski, Thierfelder, Smith, and Edelmeyer. Now it's 0.4 of a second. 40 seconds on the clock. Trevor reeling in Daryl here. Watch it, driver stand triple. 30 seconds to go. 15.6 for our leader. Trevor with a rough lap. Going to move Vandervelden back up to the 2 spot. 15.4 for Vandervelden. 15 seconds to go. Daryl Frank's got a 1.7 margin over Tricky now. Trevor down to the 3. Thierfelder.